What if the quiet signs your elderly loved one shows aren't just age, but hidden whispers that their final year may be approaching? As we journey alongside our loved ones through the process of aging, we often look for obvious markers of decline: falls, medical emergencies, or sudden changes in health. Yet the reality is that the final approach toward the end of life is rarely heralded by dramatic events. Instead, it's a series of subtle, almost imperceptible changes, woven softly into the tapestry of everyday living. These gentle clues, if recognized, can transform fear and uncertainty into a sacred opportunity for connection, understanding, and peace. Consider for a moment the parent or grandparent who once filled a room with stories, laughter, and advice. Perhaps you notice now that they sit in quiet contemplation, their gaze lingering on nothing in particular. Days pass, and conversation becomes sparse, not because of anger or sadness, but due to an inward turning. This isn't simply moodiness or a sign of withdrawal from family. It's often the mind and spirit preparing to let go. This kind of detachment is one of the most overlooked early signals that a person may be approaching the final chapter of life. It's as if the world is becoming less urgent, less tethered, and the soul is quietly saying its goodbyes before words are spoken. Sleep, too, becomes a mirror of the body's transition. Where once nights meant rest and days meant activity, the rhythms may reverse. Long hours of nighttime wakefulness blend into daytime sleep. This isn't just a nuisance or a quirk of aging. It's often the body's natural way of conserving energy, a gentle recalibration as the end nears. Disorientation can accompany these changes, with confusion about time or place. Families often dismiss these as symptoms of age, but to those who are attuned, these patterns signal the body's deeper shift. Then there's the change in appetite, a turning away from food, even from dishes that once brought joy. This isn't mere fussiness, nor is it always a symptom to be remedied with supplements or coaxing. The act of eating requires energy, and as the body prepares for its final journey, it instinctively knows to conserve what little strength remains. For families, this can be distressing, a tangible sign that something fundamental is changing. Yet understanding that this is a natural part of the dying process can bring relief, replacing anxiety with acceptance. Perhaps the most perplexing of all is the phenomenon known as the final rally. After days or weeks of decline, your loved one might suddenly become alert, animated, and even cheerful. Old stories are recalled, laughter returns, and hope flickers anew. It's tempting to believe recovery is at hand. Hospice workers know this moment well. It's the body's last surge of energy, a final opportunity for connection before the journey's end. For families, it's both a blessing and a heartbreak, a precious chance to savor presence and closure, but also a poignant reminder that time is short. Beyond the physical, there are spiritual and emotional signs that should not be ignored. Some people begin to give away cherished possessions, write letters, or speak words of gratitude, forgiveness, or farewell. Memories long buried rise to the surface, as if the mind is taking stock and finding peace. These actions are not random. They reflect a process of closure, an intuitive preparation for departure. When a loved one thanks you for the smallest kindnesses or offers advice as if they won't be there tomorrow, listen closely. These are the quiet goodbyes, the soul's way of tidying loose ends. Why do we miss these signs? In the West, conversations about death are often avoided, shrouded in fear or denial. We focus on cures and longevity, sometimes at the expense of dignity and peace. In contrast, Many cultures honor the transition as sacred, embracing rituals, storytelling, and presence at the bedside. There is wisdom in this approach. Recognizing the signs of approaching death does not mean giving up. It means shifting from doing to being. It means no longer striving to fix what cannot be fixed, but instead creating space for comfort, forgiveness, and love. When you see these quiet clues, a withdrawn gaze, reversed sleep, untouched meals, a burst of lucidity or heartfelt words, pause. Sit with your loved one. Hold their hand. Listen, not just to words, but to the silences between them. Speak your heart honestly. Offer forgiveness or ask for it. Share memories, laughter, even tears. Let them know they are not alone, that their life mattered, and that it's okay to let go when they are ready. It is in these moments that families often find their greatest strength, not by denying the reality of loss, but by embracing the humanity within it. There is a unique grace in walking with someone during their final year, in bearing witness to their journey, and in providing comfort that transcends medicine or technology. No doctor, no machine can predict exactly when the end will come. But the soul often knows, and it speaks in the language of presence and stillness. If you are noticing these changes in someone you love, do not rush to panic or despair. Let go of the need to solve or control. Instead, open your heart. Make peace with what is. Say the things that matter. Sit in quiet together, honoring whatever arises, whether it's laughter, tears, or silence. These are not morbid signs. They are deeply human, invitations to cherish what remains. In the end, it's not about the length of time, but the depth of presence. The smallest whispers, an unspoken goodbye, a gentle squeeze of the hand, a final shared memory, carry the deepest truths. To witness someone's final year is to learn the art of listening, not just with your ears, but with your whole being. And in that space, you will find the real wisdom that lives at the heart of life and death alike.